If you're about to start making money with UGC, you need to watch this because unfortunately there is scammers out there. And if something is too good to be true, it usually is. And one scam is enough to ruin your whole experience in this space. Look, I've paid out over $1 million to content creators to create UGC videos. I've worked with hundreds of legitimate brands out there that pay every single creators a fair rate. But I've also unfortunately seen creators get scammed. But there is good news. Most of these scams are completely preventable because they all follow the same pattern. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how these scammers operate and what are the red flags that you should be paying attention to so that you don't ever get scammed. So this way you'll know exactly when something feels off so you're never caught slipping. And by the end of the video, I'll give you exactly a checklist that you can use to vet any deal within 30 seconds to see if it's an actual legitimate deal or it's somebody trying to scam you. And this way you never get scammed in the UGC space and literally save yourself thousands of dollars and headaches. So first thing, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. And look, the reality is that 80 to 90% of the UGC work is completely legitimate. Like brands want to pay UGC content creators to create high quality content so that this content then performs better in their ads and then they make more money and then they come back and they work with you over and over and over again. But there's still this 10 to 20% of scammers that are in this space. And I've seen creators lose hundreds of dollars, if not thousands of dollars due to these scammers. But the good news again is that most of these scams are preventable if you know exactly what you're looking for. So let's jump into scam type number one. Most of the deals are going to follow the same process. You're going to speak with a brand either through email or a UGC platform. Then they're going to present you, hey, here's our product, here's how many videos we want you to create, and here's how much we're willing to pay. Once you say yes to that, that could be either with a contract or without a contract. They'll usually ship you the product and also give you the brief, which is just instructions of exactly what to say in the videos and also what to shoot. Most of the time, you won't even have to do any of the editing. So they'll do the editing themselves. So you receive the product, you receive the brief, you create the content, you send it back to the brand, they approve it or they ask for small revisions. And then after that, they'll say, hey, your content has been approved. We're going to set you up for payroll. So this can either be through PayPal, bank transfer, or on the actual platform that you got connected with them. So here is where the first red flag comes to life. They ask you to buy the product. So this is usually going to be at the beginning of your conversations with them when they're showing you interest that they want to work with you. They'll tell you something along the lines like, hey, we're actually going to pay you this massive amount, but all you have to do is that you need to get the product in your hands, right? So just buy this product at a discount, and then we're going to refund you the price of the product plus pay you this big sum when you deliver all the content. Okay, and now that's going to leave you out of money. So we actually flagged this in our community here, and here's an example of one of the scams that we have here. So if I click on this one right here, right, it says the budget is 650 euros, which is almost close to $1,000 US, which is pretty cool. Then payment methods are PayPal or direct bank transfer. Awesome. Our finance team will reach out once the content has been reviewed to arrange payment. Amazing. But then they have this little thing here which says product access and timeline. To participate, you'll need to acquire one Bright Dent Aura X toothbrush using an exclusive 50% creator discount provided by us. Shipping costs are covered by Bright Dent. Once you confirm to receive the product, you'll have up to 2 weeks to complete and submit your content. So here they're saying we're going to pay you close to $1,000 US, and amazingly, you'll get a 50% off discount code on our actual product. Now, this product is anywhere between $150 to $300 retail, as they mentioned. And so this is ultimately a scam for you to buy their products, and now they have your money. And then whenever you're going to inquire for the brief or for the instructions or for even the product in that matter, you're going to be left completely ghosted. And so this is a clear telltale sign that you should never pay for a product. If a brand's saying like, hey, we want to work with you, amazing. You want to work with me so bad, send me the product for free and I'll create you the content, and then I will get paid for the services that I have rendered. So it's super important that you never pay for the product whenever you're doing UGC. They will always send you the product for free. Now, at times they might actually want to place an order on their website. So the two most popular ways I've seen this is through Amazon. So sometimes they'll want you to buy the product through Amazon, so you're actually a customer of theirs, and then they're going to want you to give a verified review. These are usually lower ticket deals, but I trust Amazon's customer service, and you can always reach out to them and get a refund. It's pretty simple. Or they might want you to go on their website and pick your specific sizing or color or their trim or whatever kind of styling they have to their product. This is super very well known in fashion because you might need to get your sizing and all that good stuff. So with that, I would just ask for a 100% discount code. So if ever they want you to buy their product on their website, then I would always ask for a 100% discount code, because you will not be putting money out of your own pocket to get a product. So if they give you that 100% discount code, you'll be able to go to their website, pick the product that they want you to promote, pick your sizing, the colors, if there's any personalization to it. And then once you get to the checkout, you should be able to insert this 100% discount code, and then you should be able to complete the transaction without ever putting any payment information. Now, if they can't give you the product for free, or they have you transact on Amazon where you can get a refund pretty easily, or they can't give you the 100% discount code, then walk away. This is a way for them to get money out of your pockets. Now, these types of scams will usually come through inbound emails. So they'll find your email either on a platform or social media, and then they'll email you this amazing offer that is pretty much trying to get money out of your pocket and scam you. And so with this, always be wary of the deals that you get from inbound emails. Especially with inbound emails, I like to set up usually contracts, or I like to watermark the videos before you actually get paid. So meaning that if you're going to create the content from a deal you got from an inbound email and there's no contracts, which a lot of the work that's going to be in this space is going to be without contracts, it's completely fine, because most brands, again, are doing real good business. They want to pay you. They want you to create good content so that they can then keep scaling their business. But if ever, you don't have a contract intact, then what I would do is when you submit the final videos to them, just watermark them. And so you can do this by just going to your Instagram stories, posting the video up there, just putting a big caption along the screen with your name on it, for example, so they'll never be able to use that video unless they pay you. So that's also a little trick that you could use for any deals that you get via inbound. Okay, so quick little recap for this one. 95% of the deals work without a contract. Like, that's very normal in this space. You deliver the content, then you get paid. Now, if you're weary, add the watermarks and never pay upfront a brand for anything. There should never be any money coming out of your bank account to work with a brand. It should always be the inverse. They should always be paying you. And again, exceptions, Amazon reviews are fine, and ask for your 100% discount code if ever they want you to buy something on their website. All right, now the second scam type is phishing or info theft. This is a lot less common, but this is a lot more dangerous, because if a scammer gets sensitive information of yours, such as your first name, last name, especially if it's the legal name, your legal address, as well as any SSN or any type of that information, then they can open up bank accounts, credit cards under your name, and just really bring you for a horrible ride. So usually you'll get an email from a brand that looks legitimate. They got the logos, they got the website, they got all that good stuff part of the process. So they really look like a legitimate brand. Sometimes you'll even have to sign a contract before working with them. But then they might ask you to click a specific link to sign up, or maybe a specific link to complete your payment process. Or sometimes they won't even ask you to fill out any links. It's going to be their first time working with you, and they're going to ask you for, like, hey, we need to, on your contract, you need to put your social security number, you need to put your legal name, you need to put your accounting number, you need to put your routing number and bank number. And ultimately, this is way too much information to be divulging for a simple UGC deal. So a couple of red flags. The first one is that the email domain doesn't match the brand's website. So this would be like an example, right? This is again from our community here, where Abigail at the yemi31@gmail.com. So if Abigail is coming from the company Nike, like if, for example, it should say Abigail at Nike. So that back end of the email here should be the same website or a variation of that website, but it should still be closely connected. And then that should go to their main website. So whenever you're getting an email inbound from a brand, then we want to go and take a look at, okay, let's see what's after the @ sign. And if I search up what's after the @ sign on a website, for example, does it bring me to the website of the brand? Because I would keep an eye out for any emails that you're getting that's behalf of the brand, but it's from a general Gmail account. Okay, so that's the first thing that I would do. The second thing is I would not click any links that are in the email. I would rather just go and see if they have a link to on their actual website, especially if the links looks a bit funky. I would not click any of those links. I would also never give SSN or social insurance number if you're in Canada unprompted. Okay, and this is only for 1099s with established vendors. What I mean by that is if you've already worked with the brand and you have a track record of working with the brand, then this is where I would feel comfortable doing signing the 1099 and sending that over to them, because they might need that for accounting purposes. But if it's the first time you're ever going to work with the brand, I would not do any of this paperwork. I'd rather just tell them, like, hey guys, just pay me through PayPal. Like, let's just keep it super simple. Here's my PayPal email address. If not, you can also create a LLC or an S corp and give them like EIN instead of SSN, so that you'll have an extra layer of protection. information. And ultimately, when you're working with a brand for the first time, it should be pretty simple. We shouldn't be going back and forth and trying to share so much sensitive information. It should literally be like, here's the product that we're promoting, here's how many videos we want you to do in the brief, and here's how much we're willing to pay. And then both you as the creator and the brand, you guys agree on those terms, and you agree that, okay, we're gonna, issue you payment via PayPal, and that's gonna be within 3 to 7 days from you submitting that content and it being approved. Like, that's how simple that it should be. If it's done on a platform, you have that extra layer of protection because then you'll get paid through the platform. And usually what will happen is that whenever a brand decides to work with you, the money that they would pay you would get pushed into escrow. And then whenever you submit the content, it's approved, then it removes itself from the escrow account into your payment. And the escrow account is just a bank account that the platform has that then takes it away from the brand and puts it into this account that is now for both parties of, if you mess up on the campaign and you never submit the content, that will go back to the brand. But if you submit the content and it gets approved, then that will get pushed to you. So this way your money is more safe. So that is the phishing scam. Is definitely a lot more dangerous than just you paying for product, but nevertheless, you want to have your eyes out on both sides. Now, lastly, here's a quick little checklist to verify each of the brands that you're working with, just to make sure that it's a legitimate brand and you're not going to get scammed. So first thing you want to take a look at is their website. For a lot of you guys, if you guys are brand new, whenever a brand reaches out to you for the first time, especially inbound, like they reach out to you first, there's a wave of excitement that comes together, right? Of like, oh my God, I think I got this deal, amazing. All that are great emotions to be feeling. However, I do want us to still do a verification of all of the brands that are reaching out to you, because if this deal is too good to be true, then it's going to be a scam. So I'd rather us be like, cool, I just got an inbound. Let me walk through the process with them and keep pushing the deal forward to see if I see any red flags that this deal might potentially be a scam. And it literally takes you 30 seconds. So please do this verification checklist. So the first thing you want to look at is their website. Okay, so is it professional? Is it real products? Do they have reviews? Do they have contact information? Now, for example, if it looks like this, where it seems they're going through a transition, I would kind of be weary. I would rather see their products or their software in play where people can actually go and use the product. Again, if there's any contact information or reviews of the actual product, just to make sure that you're also working with a reputable brand. So you're not going to be working with any brand that are just scamming their own customers. Then next thing, you want to take a look at their social media, right? Do they have an established follower account? Do they have real followers? Do they have real engagement? If you go to their page and it's a bunch of weird posts and there's not really much engagement on it, or there's no post at all and they have no engagement, this is a red flag. Now, you will have some brands that are earlier on in their process and they don't have the strongest brand presence, which is fine. It's part of a brand growing. But if anything looks kind of off on their social media page, again, another red flag to be suspicious about. And then the next thing you want to do is you want to do a Reddit search. This is probably the best way to see if a brand is a scam or not. So you just go, for example, on Google and you write, let's say Pangian Reddit UGC scam, right? If you main thing you want to do is like brand name and then the name of the platform, Reddit, and then UGC scam. And if you click this, then you should see already Reddit, especially in the UGC creator section. So now, whenever you're putting a brand name, Reddit UGC scam, like this one right here, and a bunch of things pop up, this is already a big red flag. So we might have a scam on our side. But then we want to then go here and then see what people are talking about. So for example, it says here, if you get contacted by a company called Pangea and trying to offer you a voice over deal, do not message. They just try to scam you with their payment method through Grand Alliance Financial Bank. Made me do a ton of voiceovers, which took a lot of my time, and were trying to scam me at the time of payment, accepting my delivery. These people are so good. Be very careful out there, right? And so here, this is where, like for example, here they said like 20 minutes for 2K. So this is where these deals, they look so good to be true. And that's what we have to kind of be like, like, do I really want to work with this brand or not? Or do I want to fall for this? And so just stay skeptical, right? But this is a great way for you to not be able to walk into these scams, because this, it seems like, well, now their Grand Alliance Financial Bank is probably a link that they want you to click to set up your bank account, but now they're going to steal all your information, legal name, address, SSN, routing number, bank information, bank number, right? And so with all this, now they can do you a world of pain by opening up different bank accounts, credit cards for you as well. And then you're going to have to deal with that for like, sometimes that could be over a year, especially if you have identity theft. So please keep an eye out for this. Okay, so the Reddit search is God tier, so you definitely should be using this. Next is email domain doesn't match their website, right? So if you're getting an email again from a brand, you're usually going to see the name of the person, it's going to be at, and then should say the name of the website. And so you just want to go and copy paste that into the URL and see if that actually comes out. Next thing is going to be payment method. How are they paying? Okay, if they're going to do a bank transfer or even PayPal or through the platform, good. If they tell you that they're gonna mail you a check, this is outdated and sketchy. So keep an eye out for this as well, because we're in 2026 at the date of this filming this video, and we should be able to just do Cash App, PayPal, anything that's digital. But if you're still paying out with checks, like what are we doing? And this is usually where like it's a bit scammy because checks can bounce. You can try and deposit the check into your bank account and it will show up as pending. So you feel like, okay, this payment went through, but these checks can always bounce. And so I was also keep an eye out for this. It's 2026. Why are we using checks? Like it's digital right now. And then also the last thing is crypto and gift cards. 100% a scam. I've never seen any creator get paid by a legitimate brand by crypto or by gift cards. So I would stay away from the whole crypto and gift card stuff. And ultimately, trust your gut. If it feels off, it probably is. Okay. And just to round out some instant red flags, again, too good to be true, thousands of dollars without seeing your work. That means that if a brand says, hey, we would love to work with you, here's a deal worth $1,000, and they never ask to see your video examples, too good to be true, automatic scam. Okay. Because I've spent hundreds of hours on calls with brands looking over creators that we were presenting to them at my agency. And the number one thing they would always click would be the video examples to see if they're happy with the quality. And even if they were happy with the quality, they would still want to negotiate on rates. And so anybody that's coming to you with $1,000 deal without ever seeing your videos, too good to be true, walk away. Next thing, asking you to pay them, walk away immediately. We should not pay for any product. Third, new account / brand, no history, no followers, do your due diligence. Next, if they're vague on the payment terms of how much they're going to pay you, when they're going to pay you, how they're going to pay you, red flag. We either get clarity on that or we walk away. Next, asking you for excessive information, address, phone, social security number, bank info, all at once when it's their first time working with them, walk away. We're doing UGC. We're not doing, a bypass surgery. We don't need all this information. Good enough is the product that we're promoting, the videos and the scripts that we're going to be doing, the amount we're going to get paid, and let's start off with PayPal so that everybody's happy. Next is pushy or overly excited. We love you without seeing your work, right? If they say, we love your content, we would love to work with you, but like what content did you see? So don't butter me up like this if you've actually never seen my videos because you're just trying to get me excited so I can then fall for your scam. Next, email domain doesn't match. Again, brand@brand.gmail.com instead of @brand, super simple. And then untraceable payment methods, crypto, gift cards, wire transfers to unknown accounts. So quick action steps for you guys, little checklist. When a brand reaches out, don't get excited, get skeptical. Spend 30 seconds verifying website, social, Reddit, ask about payment up front, how much, how do they pay, when. If paying you for the first time, use watermark on videos. This is optional. Never pay them ever except if it's Amazon for reviews, because again, you could get a refund for Amazon. And this is a super popular deal structure in this space. If it feels off, it is off, walk away. And guys, again, this video is not made to scare you guys. Most of the deals are completely legitimate. You'll have a great time working with the brand and you'll make money along the way. And these scams are super predictable. So make sure that you review the quick action steps before you ever say yes to the deal, especially if it comes from an inbound email. And ultimately, guys, your gut is going to be your best instinct tool, and the UGC community on Reddit has your back. If you want to join a community of other creators, we have a school link right under this where you can post different jobs that you might have that might be a scam or not. And then we can give you feedback on if we've ever heard of these types of scams in this space. But this should be enough to save you thousands of dollars and months, if not a year of headache by getting scammed by a brand, whether that be for a couple $100 for paying a product or worse, phishing for your information and stealing your identity. Unfortunately, these scammers are out there. Let's be wary. Let's keep our eyes out. The UGC community as a whole is amazing because whenever there is a scammer out there, people talk and that noise really makes waves. And so now you know exactly what to look at whenever you're getting a specific deal and if it's a scam or not. So do me a favor, drop a like on this video if you found it insightful. Drop a comment as well of what your experience has been with scams in this space that maybe other people can keep an eye out for this, especially in the chat and in the comments, and subscribe because there's much more videos like this coming your way.